Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria. Welcome to my channel. This is our weekly spiritual guidance for the week of February 28th through March 6th, I believe, 2022. Let's see what advice, guidance, God, Spirit, the universe has for us for this week. All right. So for this week's reading, I am using the Herb Crafter's Tarot. We got lots of bright sun this morning. I'm just going to use this deck, and what I'm going to do with the bottom card is read what it says in the guidebook for the bottom card, which I'm going to see as a deeper message and take whatever word, phrase, sentence, or the whole thing from the guidebook that resonates with you and work with that. And it does give some healing recommendations. Okay, so let's lay out our mini cross spread. Somehow I was expecting this first card to come up. Yeah. So I just heard a whole lot of shaking going on. Who is that? Jerry Lee Lewis? Something like that. But I hear the phrase from the song, a whole lot of shaking going on. So a lot of things are changing this week. That may be in our physical lives, and I think that will play out for many of us. But it could be internal changes that are sort of a continuation of last week's shifts and whatever road you have chosen to go down, whether you have started to embark on that road or not. Okay, so the bottom card, and I'll do this after I read the main spread, is the Two of Fire, or Bee Balm. So I'll read that section from the guidebook. But let's do the main spread first. Okay, so our first card, the card I was like not surprised to see, the card that represents us or the viewer this week is the Tower. And it's mushroom in this deck because of course it's herb crafters, it's all plants, right? Plants and herbs. We have these mushrooms, I'll hold it close for you, growing on what looks like birch. Birch is known for growing very medicinal mushrooms, as well as, I forget the name of it, but I think it's like horse hoof mushroom that's used to hold fire, to journey with fire, like it keeps the fire starting going. The words are escaping me now, but it is the Tower card. Now it's interesting because mushrooms feed off of dead plant matter, right? Dead bark. And this card is representing us, right? Me, you, everyone watching. We are, I want to say, re-assimilating. For some, it's assimilating, but re-assimilating comes in very strongly. Gathering together, breaking things apart that has been. And this does somewhat echo some of last week's reading where, where I said we're shifting our beliefs or our idea and opinions on something. And it doesn't necessarily mean we're dropping everything from the past, but we're taking from that, appreciating it and moving forward. This is the deeper taking of the past. So whether it does have to do with something non-tangible like beliefs and ideas, but I do feel it is more physical because we do have the Tower here, and the Tower card is very much about physical changes in our lives. And again, this card represents us. So we are the instigators or the very active participants in these changes, in what we're breaking down and re-assimilating. And the emphasis is really on the mushrooms, right? The new growth, not the dead, so to speak, tower, the birch bark, but what new is growing for each of us. What can grow from what we have been or are beginning to take apart and put back together. Some of it will be left behind. There will be some waste. That's like, okay, I've done with that, or I don't need that anymore, or I've learned a lot from that, but now it's time to move on. Yeah, new growth. But there's still some breaking down, and for some, big changes in our lives. Okay. I'm going to go out of order, of my usual order, and go to the bottom card next, which is the Foundation card. It's also the physical. So it very much reflects the Tower message. And we have the Ace of Earth. So we have an Ace or Ace of Pentacles, and it's nettle. I love nettle. Nettle are some of the most nutritious, is one of the most nutritious greens. Of course, it stings, right? So there's a little sting in this process, right? Anytime we break down something from the past, we let go of something from the past, we make big changes in our lives, even if it's something we want very much, there's still like, a period of grief or like, oh wow, that's done and gone. What does that mean for me? Or you miss it. That's totally normal. Allow that process because we are in a new beginning. I love I hope that focuses, the beautiful butterfly there, transformation and change. So yeah, it's like there's work to be done, internal, external. Again, these two cards imply for me that this is something for many of us in our physical lives. But that also includes an internal change and choice, etc., right? Okay. Yeah, if you haven't watched last week's reading, go back and watch that. Sorry, the sunbeams are going to be on my face. Because that might help this make a lot of sense. Okay. So now to the second card I laid, back to order. The card that lays across us, right? Remember, we are the Tower, we are the mushrooms, we are the new growth from what we ourselves have been breaking down or are beginning to break down for some. We have the Four of Water, also known as Four of Cups, and Mint. Mint is refreshing. Mint is very cooling, cleansing, clearing. It also removes like rodents and pests. I have a couple videos in my magic and spirituality playlist, one or two about mint. So if you're interested, go check that out. But when I'm getting, mint in the water, that's cool and refreshing water. Our environment, what is surrounding us, is going to be so much more refreshing as we work through this process. And once we are done with this breaking down and assimilation or reassimilation and welcoming in the new. Okay. It's almost like this gives us, although it may not feel like a break at first, it gives us a break we've been waiting for. That's going to make things feel cooler in both senses of the word. Okay, more refreshing. Now, crowning the reading in the mind position, we have the Eight of Fire and we have Ginger. Hot, you can see the fire, right? Eight of Fire, Eight of Wands. Hot, spicy energy. We did have the Eight of Wands last week. So again, if you haven't listened to it or you want to revisit it, it definitely is continuation of that energy. In the mind position though, our minds are on fire. Our minds are going quickly. It doesn't feel stressful so much. Doesn't mean you won't feel stress this week, right? But it's more like excitement. And I think that excitement energy came up last week as well. It's very exciting. Now, Ginger accentuates, words are escaping me today, accentuates, enhances the properties of other herbs and things we are doing. So it's like, whatever we are thinking about, contemplating, working on, it will enhance this process of both breakdown and growth, this new beginning. It's enhancing everything, the change, the transformation. There'll still be some sting. We might burn our finger, might touch a pot when we shouldn't. That's part of the sting, part of the grief, part of the, oh, I'm going to miss that. But the new is on fire, and our minds are right there in alignment with it. Okay. In the past position here, we have the Seven of Water or Seven of Cups, and it's birch. So here we have our birch as the log, the dead tower that the mushrooms are growing on. And then, you see the birch, looks like a birch log back here. I can point, see what I'm doing. But there's also the birch leaves, the birch energy, renewal, healing. In the past position, the Seven of Waters, Seven of Cups energy, we've looked at our possibilities. I do feel like a lot of us have planned this. And again, that echoes last week, where whatever the change of belief and opinion, etc. is, it wasn't totally new, something that had been brewing and building. But we've looked at everything. And now we're making the changes in our physical life. Okay. Now the outcome card, so we have two majors. So we have the Tower, and then we have Awakening 20, which is Judgment in a traditional deck, and Tulsi, Holy Basil. Awakening, refreshing energy, healing energy. Yeah, we're on the right path, right? We're on the right path. We've chosen whatever path we've chosen last week, and possibly in the past weeks or months. We're on the right path to renewal, refreshment, healing, new beginnings, awakenings. This is also a new beginning card, right? So you could say you can even count the Tower. We have 3 new beginning cards here. We're in the process still. Yeah, but there's tremendous growth. Like, look at all that growth. We are the mushroom, right? Or the mushrooms. We're growing abundantly. Okay, so now the bottom card again is Two of Fire or Two of Wands, Bee Balm. And let's read as our oracle card, that section from the guidebook. Okay. There we go. Harness the power of desire, embrace creativity with confidence, courageously step toward the heat. A hat rests on a stone potting table. Bee balm plants grown from seed are ready to be transferred to the garden. Tools and gloves are gathered in preparation for planting. The pungent smell of the leaves and the vibrant color of the flaming red flowers sets the bees a-buzzing. An empowered, bright spirit inspires others. Bee balm brings bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds to the garden. Planting bee balm stirs activity in the area, igniting growth by shaping a diverse ecosystem. When making decisions, take a creative approach. Be original and open to alternative ideas. Now that's also an extension of last week's reading. Spicy bee balm remedies heal with a kick. Walk with flames of passion under your feet. Through excitement and fear, though excitement and fear may charge your actions, excitement, which can be scary. Be confident about what must be done. Like these striking flowers, we attract what we desire when we show our bold, colorful selves. And then it says crafting with the Two of Fire. Save the bees, grow bee balm. Attract what you desire by wearing bright colors inspired by bee balm flowers. So these could be suggestions to do this week if it's something you're interested in. We can all wear bright colors. Make spicy bee balm infused honey for respiratory ailments, colds, and flus. Take it before creative work sessions to fuel passion. So I see this as the creative element that we're bringing into our Tower manifestation, a new growth, breaking down, reassimilating, and the abundance that we are growing from whatever we're doing in our lives. Okay, that is our weekly spiritual guidance for the week of February 27th through March 6th. Is that right? Yes, 2022. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you back here soon.